Hello, this is Timmy Black, and welcome once again to another episode of The Lives of Contemporary Artists. Now, let me tell you, I've been getting a lot of negative feedback lately. People are sending me texts and emails and filling out my comments pages. And some folks are even revising their reviews of me, of the podcast on Yelp and Google Yellow Pages and things like that. And I've had a lot of subscription cancellations, a lot of annulments as well. And if you're still listening to the podcast, if you can presently hear me, if you hear me right now, if you are within the sound of my voice, I just want to thank you for hanging in there. I mean, really, thank you. I really thank you. And to those of you who have consigned me to cyber Siberia, all I can say is that I feel you, sister. I feel you. I feel you. Did I say that right? I feel you. I feel you. I fully empathize with your discomfort, with your unease. Excuse me. I get it. I'm getting choked up. I mean, I really do. I get it. Now here we are at episode 78, and after all these broadcasts, after all these scolding, snarky bloviations on my part, I can really understand why you're getting a little sick of me. No, don't even go there. Don't start sending me little notes of encouragement. I'm a big boy. I can take it. I can take the criticism. I can take it. And like I said, I fully understand. I understand it. So I've given this. I want you to know I've given this a lot of thought. And this week I'm going to change things up a little bit. I'm going to dial into one of my colleagues. We're actually going to call up a friend of mine. Not a good friend. I mean, not a close friend, but an acquaintance, an artist. I mean, I hope she becomes a good friend after this, or at least a better friend. But anyway, we're going to call up the Santa Fe artist, Danae Feinstein. I'm sure many of you know her work, and we're going to see what she's up to, and let her just talk about it, because I've always found her work very interesting. Hello, Danae. How you doing? Listen, I'm recording this live for the podcast, so let's not waste any time. Just tell me what you're working on and what you're thinking about, and how things are working out for you. All right, go ahead.
I have anxiety about weeds, not weed.
About weeds, anxiety. What are we talking about? How much anxiety can you possibly have?
This is how much anxiety I have about weeds. So I used to have some citrus trees, dwarf citrus trees, lemons, limes, in these pots. And I went to the local place where you get plants, and I bought these dwarf citrus trees, and I bought nice fresh potting soil, and I potted these trees, and that was fine for a while. And then I noticed over time there were these weeds that were in the dwarf citrus pots, and I found this very strange, because where did these weeds come from? It really kind of annoyed me.
So what'd you end up doing?
So I'd pull the weeds, and some of them were like grassy weeds, and some of them were like clover weeds. and they were very difficult to pull. So one day, after a few years, I enlisted my parents to help me with something. And I basically took the citrus trees out of the pots and I tried to de-weed the whole root ball as much as I could. And I went after these weeds with a vengeance. And I tried to get as much of the root weeds out. And then I replanted the whole thing. And damn it, those weeds came back.
Dang. So how'd you feel?
I was so annoyed. Now, I abandoned those trees. I think something happened to them. I think they maybe dried up. And I started with brand new pots, brand new earth, and brand new trees last year. And this year, there's weeds. There's weeds in these dwarf citrus trees that I just bought last year.
So what are you telling me? I mean, how would you describe your relationship to weeds?
So weeds are a source of anxiety for me. In fact, I've had dreams of weeding. There's something really great about weeding, like when you're weeding like grass out, like grassy weeds out of some foliage or some ground cover. You lift up the ground cover and you unearth a bunch of weeds, like the grassy weeds, and you pull them out. I've had dreams about that. But I have this source of anxiety about weeds.
Dreams, man. Well, I don't. So how do you deal with that?
So I feel like I have to seize the weeds at the right moment, because if the weeds are in, if it's been raining a lot in the winter, the weeds go crazy, and you have to wait till the right moment, because if you pull them too early, the rain will cause more weeds to come back. But if you pull them too late, you also have a problem, because then it's difficult to pull the weeds because the earth is tough and doesn't give up those weed roots very well. It's kind of like resentful. And then the other thing that happens that causes me anxiety is the weeds start to go to seed. Sometimes there's flowers first, which you think, okay, here's a nice flower. No, it's a weed. And then the weed flower turns to seed, which causes me even more anxiety, because one weed becomes 1,000 weeds. And those 1,000 weeds get buried, and then they become more weeds.
So, what do you do?
So this is sometimes a huge cause of anxiety for me. And I sometimes have to go dark in order to get into the light.
Whoa. What's that like?
It's like you kind of have to go into a dark place in order to come out to the other side. And the dark place I go to is my own death. Because I think, okay, I shouldn't have so much anxiety about weeds, because one day I'll be worm food and I won't have to worry about the weeds, because the weeds will come back, and I just need to detach and just think about the fact that when I leave this planet and go back to dust, there will be weeds. I will become a weed. And that causes me to release my anxiety, because I realize, okay, it's inevitable. They're going to come back. I just need to relax and not have so much anxiety, and therefore going into the dark brings me back into the light.
Whoa, that's deep. Man, that's deep. All right. Hey, look, I'm going to sign off now. Thanks a lot. Danae, thanks a lot. Whoa, out of the dark and into the light. Wow. So there you have it. Danae Feinstein on mortality, anxiety, and weeds. Wow, that was something I really didn't expect that. That was a surprise. That was great. Listen, I know that you all heard what I heard. All of you heard what I just heard, and it was It was really, 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 really amazing. It was really unexpected, and it was really amazing. So listen, I want you all to do me a favor. I want you now to get in touch with your friends, with your colleagues, with your families. I want you to get in touch with everyone. Get in touch with everyone and share with them what you just heard. Share with them this episode, and I'm sure it will touch them as much as it has touched you, as it has touched me. So please, get in touch with them and let them know that it's still worthwhile. It's still very much worthwhile to care and to listen, to listen and to take a strong interest in the lives of contemporary artists.